Hello, all of you. Namaste, and myself Jyoti Singh, and today I am going to discuss about the fundamentals of Indian polity, and that is very basic, and we must know about what are the fundamentals of Indian polity. Let's start, and we will start from some general fact about Indian polity. And basic fact is that Indian constitution is like a living constitution and sourced from constitution of around 60 countries, means we have borrowed our constitutional provision from around 60 countries, and that is handwritten, and one of the longest constitution in the world. We are one of the largest democratic country, but USA is one of the oldest democratic country. 283 members signed the constitution in the Constituent Assembly, means around 283 members were present in that Constituent Assembly. Can you imagine it? This many members were present at that time during making this constitution. So that's why we are having such a bulky constitution. Now, Constituent Assembly formed in 1946, and drafting committee chairman was B.R. Ambedkar. Baba Saheb Bhim Rao Ambedkar was the drafting committee chairman. So this question is very basic. Everyone should know who was the drafting chairman. So B.R. Ambedkar. And constitution is a fundamental law of land that sets out character, organization, and conception of the government. What sets out character, organization, and conception of the government, extent of its sovereign power, and manner of its exercise. How this sovereign power and manner will be there, these all things have been mentioned in our constitution, how we are going to exercise our sovereign power. Now these were some basic facts we came to know about this. Now let's move ahead. Types of constitution. So we are having written constitution. So single copy of written was also codified and serially arranged. That was codified and arranged in well manner. And after that, that was rigid. This was rigid as well. You cannot amend constitution as per your whim and fantasy. That will require huge support of both the members of parliament. You cannot amend constitution in arbitrary manner. So, and what are the structure of government? Either federal and unitary. Why we are having federal and unitary structure of government? We can think on this, so we can have some flexibility. And what are the reason? The constitution is supreme. That's why this can be rigid. Organs derive power from constitution, means government derive its power from constitution. This question has been asked from UPSC as well. What is like government, then limited power associated with government. So who provide this limited power? How we can exercise on this government? Through constitution. They are bound and abide by this constitution. They cannot go beyond this constitutional values and ethos. Now let's move ahead. Judiciary enjoy wider power through judicial review, interpretation of provision. Means judiciary have power to interpret this constitutional provision through judicial review, and we have taken this judicial review from America, USA. And interpretation of provision means they can interpret that constitutional provision in their conviction, in their demand of situation, as per their situation. So distinction exists between constitutional laws and other laws, that is a statutory law. There can be also a statutory law that is backed by act. And now we will come to that next further segment of this only types of constitution. So now we were talking about written constitution. Now we will proceed towards unwritten constitution. Like UK, United Kingdom have unwritten constitution. No single document to handle, not codified. Yes, if that constitution is not written, means unwritten, then definitely that will be not codified and not systematically arranged like India, and flexible to interpret. That is flexible, and we are having some extent rigid constitution. So flexible to interpret, and a structure of government only unitary, but we are having federal as well. From where we have borrowed this federal concept, find out. Be very sincere and attentive and very keen learner and observer. So wisdom is something which led you towards a very glorious path. So we having all have certain kind of intelligence, so we must apply them by our own. Let's move ahead. So a structure of government is unitary in UK, and parliament is supreme, and the constitution is a creation of parliament. But in India we are having like constitution is supreme, law of land, no one is above the constitution. But in UK parliament is supreme, our parliament is being getting regulated through constitutional provision. But in UK we are seeing कि parliament is above the constitutional provision, so they have right to change. So that's why they have flexibility interpretation of the constitutional provision. And judiciary has limited power, but India have wider power to interpret judiciary through judicial review. So no judicial review power in UK. Law passed by parliament are absolute, means absolutely that is getting done by parliament. No intervention of judiciary like India we are having, like wider judicial review provision, and but in UK we don't have like this kind of judicial review conception. So law passed by parliament are absolute, means absolute. Can you imagine the absolute form exists in their constitution? So no difference between constitutional laws and statutory law. So if parliament is supreme over constitution, then parliament will make this all a statute, and they will enact law, and they are supreme. Then this constitution and act laws all are made by parliament, so there is no distinction much between this, we can say that. Remember, Indian constitution is both rigid and flexible. We are having rigid and flexible. Indian constitution is both unitary and फेडरल, हेंस क्वेजी क्वैसी फ्यूडरल नेचर, क्वैसी दोनों है, लाइक यूनिटरी एंड फेडरल। इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बैलेंसेस बिटवीन parliamentary sovereignty and judicial sovereignty. Means we are balancing between parliamentary sovereignty and judicial supremacy. We are having three organs of government. They are interdependent and interrelated to each other. They are not separated in absolute form like other USA and UK. So like this is something parliament have sovereignty to legislate their own law, and judiciary have power to interpret this constitutional provision if there is something going like unconstitutional. Indian constitution recognizes independent judiciary. We are having independent judiciary, not like UK. Integrated judiciary. We are having one integrated judiciary at central level, that is Supreme Court, and in each state we are having high and subordinate courts and so on, lower courts. So types of constitution, written and unwritten, we came to know here. Fact about Indian constitution. Let's move ahead with some facts about Indian constitution. Known as the living constitution. Reason, it is both rigid and flexible and can be amended any time by the Union Parliament. As per requirement, we can amend our constitution as per situation and as per need. So that's why this has been called as living constitution. Means that is alive. There can be certain kind of amendment can be bring, and certain amendment can be made. So that's why this is like living, both rigid and flexible. Sources of Indian constitution. Around 60 different countries constitution we have borrowed. From 60 countries we have borrowed our constitution. So mostly from British constitution. Reason, since framework and working of British government of India, they colonized Indian subcontinent, and due to this colonial power we were habituated of having this framework and working of British government of India. So that's why we were accustomed and familiar with this British constitution. So that's why we adopted this. Now fact about Indian constitution is that original constitution is a handwritten document, not typed and printed. That time we were not having printer or typewriter. Yes, we must have, but we went through this many writing, handwritten work was done for this longest constitution in the world. We are having longest constitution of the world, and that is handwritten. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, first law minister. Please here remember, first law minister was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, an economist, social reformer, chairman of drafting committee, and tagged father of the Indian Constitution. He was tagged father of the Indian Constitution. Members signed, 283 members signed, and came into being on 26 January 1915. When this constitution came into existence on 26 January 1950. So selected because date of Purna Swaraj Day. Why we have selected this 26 January? Because that day we had celebrated Purna Swaraj as well day, and in that remembrance we are having 26 January. On 26 January 1930, Indian National Congress seeded fight for complete independence and hosted the Indian national flag for first time. On 26th January 1930, we hosted Indian flag for the first time. That was really very proud moment for us being an Indian, for everybody. And came on 26th November 1949. Took around 2 years, 11 months, 17 days to finish writing. This is very important. How many days it took in getting done? So 2 years, 11 months, 70 days. Remember 2, 11, 17. Now we will move ahead like national anthem and national flags. We should know something about national anthem and national flag. So, national anthem written by Rabindranath Tagore. Language original Bengali. Translated into Hindi by Abid Ali in 1911. Translated, that was originally Bengali. Our national anthem was written by Rabindranath Tagore and originally that was in Bengali, and later that was translated into Hindi, and that was done by Abid Ali in 1911 and first sung in 1911 at Indian National Congress session Calcutta. So first time when national anthem was sung in 1911 and Calcutta session. Adopted on 24th January 1950. This national anthem was adopted in Constitution on 24th January 1950. Let's move ahead towards national flag. Contains tricolor in order of saffron, white and green. Chakra in middle with 24 spokes and conceptualized by Pingali Venkaiah. Pingali Venkaiah, who conceptualized this national flag. He was Pingali Venkaiah, who was Pingali Venka by A. So for farmer from Moshalipatnam, Andhra person. This Pingali Venkaiah was farmer from Moshalipatnam of Andhra Pradesh and adopted on 22nd July 1947. And this national flag was adopted on 22nd July 1947. Now we will move ahead towards like in national song. We came to know about national anthem, national flag. Now we will talk about national song. So national song like Vande Mataram, written by Bankim Chand Chatterjee through novel Anand Mat, that was taken and borrowed from novel Anand Mat, and adopted by Constituent Assembly, and that was adopted by Constituent Assembly on 24th January 1950. On 24th January 1950, please remember this date, national song was adopted by Constituent Assembly on 24th January 1950. And now we will come to know about national emblem. Adaptation of line capital of Ashoka. We adapted here line capital of Ashoka and adopted by Constituent Assembly on 26th January 1950. So when national emblem was adopted on 26th January 1950, and this was inspired from line capital of Ashoka. So now we are done with fundamental of polity. Thank you very much.